Hello viewers, today we're going to talk about a tragedy that shook an entire family, a tragedy that could have been prevented. Some incidents don't just cause pain, they make us question how a single reckless decision can destroy lives. This is the story of Jessica Reisinger Raubenold and her 21-month-old daughter Lilia, whose lives were taken away in a matter of seconds. And how, in a shocking turn of events, the person responsible gained a fan following instead of just punishment. David Raubenold had a beautiful family, his wife Jessica Reisinger Raubenold, and their 21-month-old daughter Lilia. They were just an ordinary family, enjoying a walk together. But on May 23, 2018, their lives took a devastating turn. Jessica was pushing Lilia in a stroller as they crossed the street in a marked pedestrian crosswalk in Tampa, Florida. The sun was shining, the road was clear, and everything seemed normal. But what they didn't know was that two young men, Cameron Herron and his friend John Barrineau, were racing their cars down the same street at an unbelievable speed. Cameron Herron, a 18-year-old TikTok micro-influencer, was behind the wheel of a black Ford Mustang. His friend Barrineau was driving a Nissan. They weren't just speeding, they were street racing. Reports later revealed that Herron's Mustang was moving at nearly 100 miles per hour, 160 kilometers per hour, in a zone where the speed limit was only 40 miles per hour, 64 kilometers per hour. As Jessica and Lilia reached the middle of the crosswalk, Herron's Mustang came flying toward them. There was no time to react, no time to run. The car struck them at full speed, throwing Jessica and Lilia into the air before they hit the ground. Witnesses described the horrifying scene, with people screaming and rushing to help, but the injuries were too severe. Jessica died almost instantly. Little Lilia, just a toddler, was rushed to the hospital but succumbed to her injuries the next day. What should have been a normal day turned into a nightmare for David Raubenold. His world had been shattered in mere seconds. The woman he loved, the child he cherished, they were gone. And it wasn't an accident. It was a reckless decision made by two young men who treated a public road like a racetrack. Cameron Herron was arrested on the spot. He was charged with 2 counts of vehicular manslaughter. His friend, John Barrineau, who had also been racing, faced similar charges. But as the case unfolded, something disturbing happened. People started supporting Cameron Herron. Herron, a young man with sharp features and a social media presence, gained a strange form of sympathy from TikTok users. Thousands of fans flooded social media, arguing that Herron was too young and too attractive to be given a harsh sentence. They used hashtags like #FreeCameron and made videos romanticizing him, completely ignoring the pain he had caused. But David Raubenold wasn't going to let his wife and daughter's deaths be reduced to an internet trend. He attended every court hearing, gave emotional testimonies, and fought for justice. He spoke about how his entire life had been torn apart, how he had to wake up every day knowing he would never see his wife and daughter again. The court listened. In December 2019, Cameron Herron was found guilty. He was sentenced to 24 years in prison, followed by 6 years of probation. His friend, John Barrineau, took a plea deal and received a lighter sentence of 6 years in prison. But even after the sentencing, the online support for Herron continued. People created fan pages, posted edited pictures of him, and claimed his punishment was too harsh. Meanwhile, David Raubenold was left with the painful reality. His wife and child were never coming back. No amount of online sympathy could change the fact that Herron's reckless actions destroyed a family. No hashtags could erase the grief of a man who lost everything, and no number of followers could turn a criminal into a victim. This story is not just about one tragic accident. It's a lesson about responsibility, about how one moment of recklessness can ruin lives, about how justice isn't about looks or popularity, but about consequences. David Raubenold will never get his wife and daughter back, but his fight for justice ensured that Cameron Herron paid the price for his actions. And in a world where social media can twist reality, it's important to remember who the real victims are.